Hello guys and girls, welcome back to Geekism. My name is John T. We are here in Planet Coaster. Well, we're not in Planet Coaster, we're just looking at some footage of Planet Coaster. If you don't know, it's been PAX East this weekend. It's a large gaming convention over in the States. It's in Boston, and Frontier are over there, the Planet Coaster team are over there, and they're announcing some of the updates that we're going to get in Update 1.2, which is going to be coming in mid-April. I thought I'd put them all together here for us to take a look at. The first one they've announced is there's going to be some new blueprints. This isn't really sort of mind-blowing, but it's always nice to see. There's a nice track ride there, and there's also a blueprint for the rapids. I can't really get excited about these personally. They're not going to be something I use myself, but you know, it's great to have that content in there for people who don't particularly enjoy building the rides themselves. They play it for more of a management or scenery sort of base game. You know, these rides are going to be there, set, ready to go. So there's a rapid one, and the last one I actually think was really quite cool. It's a launched winged coaster. I forget the name of it in the game, but it's set on this sort of aircraft carrier. It's great, like a Top Gun theme. Really pretty ride, so that's good. Yeah, like I say, nothing too mind-blowing, but it's always nice to see some extra content in there for the people who aren't quite as creative with their rides. Now, this is something I can get excited about: new scenery. It's not a theme necessarily. It's basically a load of scenery that kind of fills in the gaps of stuff that we're currently missing from the themes that are already in the game. For the most part, it's signage and other sort of shop-based scenery for all the new shops that we got in 1.1. You can see there's Missy Good, Donuts, Gulpy Slush, or Gulpy Juice I think it is, and the Pip Shop Juice, Pizza Penloads, and also look at all these awesome piece-by-piece fencings that we've now got along the front as well. We're going to be able to do so much cool stuff with them. It's really great to be able to get some really nicely fine detailed fences in there, which is something we haven't been able to do with the individual pieces in the game so far. Loving all this stuff. It's really, really nicely done. Can't wait to get my hands on it. New rides. 3 new flat rides announced so far. The first one is the Zozo, it's called. It's a very old school style ride, originally built by an aircraft company apparently, and has really nice attention to detail in the mechanism of it. I think it looks really good. Nice and relatively plain decoration, but they've got that new fantastic lighting rig on there that they've been placing onto the flat rides recently. Really nice looking rides that'll work great in a sort of fairground style park. Also, this one, the Elixir Machine, this is called. It looks absolutely mental. It's one of these ones that I think is nice to look at, but I would never ride it myself. It's a bit of a sick warranter, I think. But it looks awesome. Again, it's got this fantastic lighting sequence on there. I think it might even show you this one in the dark as well in a moment. But really nice looking ride again, and also very lightly themed, so you're going to be able to do a lot with it with your own scenery pieces. That's definitely something they've taken on board from the community. The first flat rides were very heavily themed, but everything they've released since the community's had their say has been quite nice and lightly themed here. You can pretty much decorate this however you want. This could work in a lot of different themes. Really nice looking ride. There it is at night as well. Look at that. This is the flat ride I'm most excited about, the Ferris Wheel. Proper old school traditional Ferris wheel. It's the 4th wheel we've actually got in the game. There's the Star Wheel, I forget the name of it now, the huge one that looks like the London Eye sort of style one, and then obviously the Whirly Gig as well, the Whirly Rig, excuse me, which has that awful music. Oh my god. But this one is really traditional, again very lightly themed, so it'll work anywhere in the park. It's all colourable as well. Again, it uses that really fantastic lighting sequence. It just looked great. Really nice design. A bit old school design, to be honest. Looks a bit 70s, but I quite like that because, let's be honest, in most parks, if there was a Ferris wheel, it will have been built as one of the first rides, so it is going to look a little bit old. I just think it's stunning. It's really nicely done, very nice attention to detail. Apparently there's different seating configurations in each one, so they don't all sit the same and look really generic. They all sit differently and they're all placed differently in each one. Really nice work, and it just shows Frontier's attention to detail when it comes to these things. It could have been done with a lot less care, but it hasn't. It's been done really, really nicely. So I'm really looking forward to getting this in the park. Next up, security guards. They were going to be in the original release, but they held them back because they weren't quite ready, or they weren't happy with them at least. But they're now going to be making it into 1.2. Security guards will roll the park and check out for criminals. You can also have security cameras that will do the same job, but not quite as effectively. You see him legging it there after a criminal. Criminals are now going to come into two different phases. You can have vandals who will damage benches and bins. You can see a bin just behind him there tipped over, and they're going to do that if they're not happy with the park. And then also, if the park is really good and really busy, you're going to get pickpockets. So either way, however your park's doing, good or bad, you're going to have crime to deal with security guards. Great feature, looking forward to seeing it in the game. Next up, we have this awesome Steel Hydra, it's called. It's based on a Vekoma or an Arrow sort of swinging inverted coaster. Really gorgeous. It's going to be quite difficult to build, I think, because you've got that sort of secondary momentum, that secondary movement of the swinging cars there, but it looks great. The physics look awesome on it. Look how it flows there, and I think in the next shot as well, you can just see them all sort of flowing behind each other. They've got real nice attention to detail on them as well. Pistons at the back that sort of slow down the swing. This is a really, really great ride. Looking forward to building this. Again, it's a bit of an older ride. Don't know if that's a thing that we're seeing. The stuff they're building is sort of very classic stuff, you know, with the big wheel and the Zozo and this Steel Hydra. They're all very sort of classic, old designs. It's perfectly fine as far as I'm concerned. I think some people would maybe like newer stuff. I think this looks great though. It's really retro and it really fits well with the game's art style. So really looking forward to that. Two other coasters were announced as well, although they weren't ready to be shown. This is a bit of a spoiler Sam special. It released that there are going to be two Boomerang coasters coming into the game as well. Now, a Boomerang coaster is where a coaster is pulled back up a lift hill out of the station, pulled up backwards out of the station, and then let go, and it goes through the station and then rides around the track, back up another hill, and then repeats the same thing backwards into the station again. It usually comes through the station into a cobra roll and then a vertical loop and then up a hill. You are going to be able to build them yourself though, so you're going to be able to do different designs with them, but that's pretty much the standard in the real world. There's going to be a regular one and an inverted one. That's what the inverted one looks like. The main difference is obviously the inverted one is using a hanging car, and also the lift hills on those ones are usually vertical as well, so it's a little bit more intense. But again, it's very much the cobra roll into a vertical roll, but I'm sure we're going to be able to do a lot more with them. And here is the big one, Go Karts. They've been teasing these for a while. We saw the track a little while ago. These look absolutely stunning. They are so well put together, these are. The track is completely customizable. It's built in the same way as coasters. You can move them left and right. You can bank it slightly. You can move it up and down. There are special track parts as well, very similar to how the rapids work. You can widen the track. You can make the track thinner. There are chicanes built in. You can build hairpin turns. It's all customizable. It all works perfectly. And the cars themselves, look at that spin out there. The cars themselves, they don't follow a line. There is AI built into these. It's incredibly organic. Some guests will take the slow and safe. Some will try and find the fast line around corners. They'll spin out. They fight with each other. They wave and whoop and holler when they're in the lead, and other guests that are walking past will wave and cheer as they go by as well. The winner does a victory lap. It's just stunning. I'm really, really impressed with how this has been implemented, and it just again goes to show the real attention to detail that Frontier has with its designs. It really is stunning. So there you go, there's a quick roundup of everything they've shown so far. There may be more over the rest of the weekend, we don't know, but those were the two. All this stuff has come from the two official streams today. The rest of the streams over the weekend are from streamers or community streams and things like that, so there might be a few other bits, but I think for the now, that's the most part, although they have said that all of this is only a small amount of what's going to actually be in the update come mid-April. So we'll have to keep our eyes out for more stuff. As soon as I know stuff, you'll know stuff. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. It really does help out the channel. And if you're not already, don't forget to subscribe. Any thoughts, queries, comments or suggestions, pop them down in the comments below. And if you fancy a chat, you can find me on Twitter. I'm @JontySparrow. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.